So, good morning. I'm on day 3 of my 75 medium challenge, and I've got the day off today, so I'm going for a walk with Bailey down to Armour Cove. And it's so pretty, and there's little lambs here. Hold on, let me turn you around so you can see them. I might have to turn it off to turn it around. Look at that! Look at it, so sweet. I love seeing little lambs in spring. So gorgeous, and that view just takes my breath away every time. There's Bailey. I'll turn you around again. Yes, so day 1 and 2 went well. I did some journaling. Had a high protein days, active, did yoga this morning, did the gym yesterday, had all my water, read, I'm reading The Alchemist at the minute, so I've read 10 pages of that. My lovely friend Nina, Nutritional Nina, sent me that book. So yes, it's all going very well so far. Sorry, I had to just turn it off then because there was some dogs coming up, and I hate it when people aren't paying attention to their dogs. Anyway, so the one thing I wanted to mention actually is about sunglasses. Now, I do wear them mostly on my head in case I have to absolutely wear them if it's just too bright, but I see so many people wearing them all the time, and it's actually really bad for your health. You need the sunlight to hit the back of the retina. It plays a huge role in your hormones, your circadian rhythm, your cortisol, melatonin. And in fact, if you wear your sunglasses when you're out in the sun and it's hot, or you're lying in the sun, you're more likely to burn, because the sunlight hitting your retina helps to adjust the amount of melatonin you secrete. So that's a really interesting fact, isn't it? But you must get the daylight in your eyes. I dread to think what's happening with people that go out, put their sunglasses on, keep them on all the time they're outside, take them off, go inside. Yeah, I think more and more studies are going to come out about that. So do be mindful of that. Like I say, I keep them on my head just in case I need to wear them if it's really bright. I don't want to be squinting or anything, and I do use a sunscreen on my face anyway. But yes, it's an absolutely beautiful morning. So I'm taking him for a nice long walk. I've got some things to do, but I'll check in later and see how we're doing. So far so good, day 3. Lots of love. So for those of you that don't live down here, this is Bear Island, and the tide's out at the minute, so you can walk across from Bigbury, but when the tide's in you have to get the sea tractor across, and that's Bear Island Hotel where Agatha Christie wrote a lot of Poirot. And then, being tourist information here, Armour Cove's over this way, so that's where we're heading. love about this walk, and it's the nearest coastal walk to my house, which is really lucky, but you get the whole lot. You get the countryside, you get the cliffs, you get the beach, and you get some woodland, and then you end up in a really little pretty village at the end. There's a nice, really good foodie pub, but obviously that's not open at the minute because it's the morning. But it is lovely, especially on a day like today. And this bit's like a little forest tunnel. It's lovely. Anyway, so important to do things like this and to not do a bloody power walk. Just enjoy it and look around. I know I'm on my phone at the minute, but I'm just sharing this with you. I got into a bit of a debate with quite a well-known fitness influencer type person on Instagram. She's quite calorie focused, which calories do matter, but it is about the quality of your food as well. But she was pulling apart a video by Dr. Stacey Sims, who has studied women's biology and hormones and how they respond and how we're different to men, and saying it was a load of rubbish, even though Dr. Stacey Sims has studied this for decades and has been talking about this for decades. So this girl is probably in her early 30s. Not that there's anything wrong with that at all, that's great, but Stacey Sims has got a lot of experience, and I just said that she's been studying this for decades, bloody barn. You know, it's important to listen to your body, and it's important to, you know, we don't have the same biological hormone clock as a man. A man is 24 hours, ours is around 28 days and all over the place in perimenopause. And just pushing through isn't always great because you have ramifications of that. And she replied saying, well, that's all well and good, but if I, in inverted commas, in a quite condescending manner, listened to my body every time, I wouldn't work out for a lot of the time. And I didn't really bother replying, and I just thought, well, if that's the case, then you're overtraining and or underfueling if you have been training for a long time and half the time you don't feel like it. So yeah, it's important to get recovery in, and your body will really thank you for it. I've reduced my workouts to 3 days a week now, full body, instead of 4 days where I was doing separate body parts, and actually feel better, and I think I actually look better for it too. So anyway, here we are to the end of the woody bit, and I'll come off here for a while. Look at that. I think it's a buzzard. How awesome. Better stop Bailey because he's a hunting dog. Wait, stay. Bailey, stay. Bailey, stay. Come here. Here. Oh, amazing. What a beauty. I hope it's okay. I'll check it's okay. Oh, here's a village. Oh, God, it's so beautiful. Anyway, so update on the buzzard. I took it. Come on, Bailey. I didn't take it. What am I talking about? I went to the nearest house, and thankfully they were really helpful. They're going to go down and take a look, because I've actually got my lymphatic onesie on, and it would tear me to ribbons. So yes, hopefully they can do something. If they can't, then the poor thing will have to be put down, but at least it won't be starving to death if I think it is Looks like maybe crows have pecked its eyes. Poor thing. Anyway, update for that. And now we're in the village. So I'll get back to the car and see you later on in the day. Just setting off home now. I do apologise for the lighting, but it is in the car and it's quite sunny. Oh, so that was a turn up for the books, that poor buzzard. Well, I'm glad I found it, and hopefully those people will be able to help. But Bailey was very good. He's a Vizsla, so he is a gun dog, and he doesn't hunt, but it is actually in him naturally. He came from a working Vizsla, and he's very much on point with pointing and seeking and flushing things out. So I did have to be careful, it could really hurt him. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be okay. I mean, it could be something else, but its eyes did look quite bulgy and quite watery, so yeah, poor thing. Anyway, people were nice and I'm sure they'll do their best. So, on our way back now, what do we want to talk about? I just find it's a really good opportunity to talk about a certain topic whilst I'm driving. And well, we'll talk about what I'm doing, 75 medium, shall we say. And the reasons why I wanted to do it, really, it's not really for aesthetic goals, although that's, you know, a nice side effect, or direct effect. It's just a little bit of a challenge for me, just to really tune into what I'm doing and not just to go about my day in the usual fashion, which is, to be fair, it's pretty healthy, but I could make improvements here and there. So that, you know, the major things really are the reduction in snacking, which I am a little picker. Little pickers wear bigger knickers, as my mother used to say. And just getting outside a bit more. I mean, I am outside a lot, but I'm not necessarily enjoying stuff like this, which again is ridiculous because it's so beautiful, and half the time I'll just go on the same walk, and you know, when people come down they're like, oh, you must be like at the beach all the time, and you know, and enjoying all of this, and actually you're so busy that you're not, but you can make time for it. You can move things aside and, you know, juggle things around, so you can make time for it. What's the point in living here? And you know, it's pretty expensive to live down here. We're not wealthy people, we're just normal people. We have to work hard to pay our mortgage and pay the bills and go on holiday once a year, and you know, so often we don't get time to enjoy where we actually live. So I'm making that a priority, and it does help when the weather's like this, because it's absolutely stunning. It's 13 degrees at the minute, which sounds pretty cold, but it's not. It's nice and warm. So if you decide to do something like I'm doing, I'm more than happy to help, you know, guide you and support you on here or on my Instagram channel, because, and it doesn't have to be major things either, it can be really simple habits, and just doing that for 75 days can really physically implant that neural pathway of doing that certain thing that you want to put into your life, and then it becomes almost like brushing your teeth. You know, it's just a non-negotiable. It's just part of who you are. And I think, you know, using me and exercise as an example, I've been exercising, whatever you want to call it, for such a long time. Well, I'd say since my daughter was born, so 25 years ago, I got into exercise because I was a bit shocked at how I looked when I gave birth. I don't know what I was expecting, and I was like, right, I'm not having this. So I actually started with that first Davina DVD. Gosh, that's showing my age, isn't it? DVD and the first Davina. And I really, you know, started seeing the benefits, and I wasn't that great with diet. I was just eating less crap stuff most of the time, but I was only 26, and you don't always know the best then, do you? And I wasn't a nutritionist then either, obviously. But I did get back into shape, and you know, it proved to me the power of watching what you eat and exercise, because, you know, with the Davina there was some weights as well, not like the strength that I'm doing now, but when you do weights, it changes your body. You can hone in on a certain part of your body and really sculpt it. Like, I used to have quite a flat bottom, but I definitely don't have now, and that's from, you know, honing in on glute exercises and deadlifts and hip thrusts and things like that. So it is the only exercise that you can really pick body parts and really tune in and sculpt your body. Not that I'm particularly sculpted, but I'm not in bad shape for a 51-year-old. I'm pretty proud to be 51. So, and you know, my clients have always encouraged them to strength train over doing lots of cardio, because cardio, your body adapts, and you have to keep increasing the intensity and the length of time to see any results, and it's catabolic, so it breaks down muscle rather than shaping the muscle, and it makes you hungrier as well. So it can be like sometimes one of the worst exercises you can do if you want to you know, lose some body fat and shape your body. I'll use the word tone, but I don't really like the word tone. It basically means building muscle. But women have been made afraid to think of building muscle as getting bulky, but actually muscle takes up way less space than fat does. If you've ever seen a pound of fat and a pound of muscle, so muscle is about a third of the size. So if you think, if you're replacing a pound of muscle by a pound of fat, that's a big difference in your body composition. And obviously you need to be eating a good amount of protein as well. So I'd really say minimum 30 grams of protein per meal, and then try and get a snack in with 20, and that's about average. I do say 1 gram of, no, sorry, 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, or if you are larger, 1.6 grams per kilogram of your desired body weight. Otherwise, you can just be eating copious amounts of protein and not have any room for anything else, like nutritious fibrous vegetables and the vitamins from fruits and things like that, and healthy fats. So there we go, there's my little chit chat. So I'll just concentrate on this big tractor come in. So Devon life. So I'm just gonna head back now so Bailey can have a sleep, because he's 12 this year and he is in really good condition and pretty healthy, but he does get more tired now, and that was a pretty good walk. So it was nice as well, because it's the Easter holidays, it gets really busy, and because it was early, there wasn't many people about at all, which is very nice. Anyway, speaking of it, so I popped into Ben's farm shop because I wanted to get some more sauerkraut, and I got this sauerkraut with curry and ginger, and I've just tasted it, it's really nice. And I just picked up some purple sprouted broccoli. This shaving bar, it lathers up apparently, and it's organic and obviously only paper packaging, so that's really good. And some lovely organic medjool dates. But this is my lunch. Oh, I am adding something. I've got some chicken sausages to put on here, and then we've got some cottage cheese, sauerkraut, sprouted broccoli, some olives and some salad, and I've got a little mini flatbread as well. I like to eat a really decent lunch. That's when I have my biggest appetite. So I'll generally have a bigger lunch and a lighter dinner, and that's just what works for me. You've got to do what works for you. Some people are the other way around, but I just feel, I just feel so much better eating that way. Anyway, I'm going to eat this and then get on with the rest of my day. So I've just realised that I am on day 3 of 75 medium, but I haven't actually gone through what I'm doing on here. I went through it on Instagram, but it actually would be helpful, Alex, if I went through this as well. So if you don't know what 75 hard is, it is a mental toughness challenge, and this, I'm not doing this version because of several reasons. 75 hard, let me look, I've written it down, is 2 45-minute workouts a day. One of those has to be outside despite the weather. You have to follow a structured diet, no cheat meals, I hate that word, and no alcohol. The third one is drink a gallon of water a day. That is 3.7 litres of water. And that is, quite frankly, quite dangerous for the majority of the people, unless they're a big male. It can cause water intoxication, which can affect your body cells. It can make you feel nauseous or lightheaded, confused. And actually the worst can be seizures or a coma. So I think that's a bit of a silly rule to put in there. Your body requires different amounts of the size that you are, how active you are, how much you sweat, as much as how much food that we need per individual person. And for me, it works out as 1.7 litres of water. Well, I'll round that up to 2 because I'm quite active. And also, depending on a hot day, I might add a bit more as well. But it's roughly about your pounds in body weight halved, and you put that into ounces and then convert it into litres. So mine, like I say, is 1.7. And I also put electrolytes in one of those litres as well, because if we're drinking lots of water and not replacing it with our body's natural salts, we actually dilute them in the body, and that's not a good thing either. So imagine drinking 3.7 litres of water, no electrolytes for 75 days. That is very silly, to say the least. So we won't be doing that. The next one is read 10 pages of a non-fiction book a day. And that's fine for me, that's good. And the last one is take a daily progress picture. I don't know if that's a bit much, really. I mean, progress pictures, the most I would suggest is every fortnight, really once a month, because you're not really going to see anything. When you line them up all in a row, I guess you might, but I just think you're going to see better, more encouraging changes the less you do it. So you see bigger changes in each picture. And the main rule of 75 hard is, if you do not stick to one of the rules on one of the days, even just one, you have to go back to the beginning. So imagine you're at day 70 and then you get ill and you can't do it, and then you've got to go back to day 1. That's BS, isn't it? Or you didn't do one of the things, you didn't do one of the workouts, and 45 minutes, an hour and a half every day for 75 days. Imagine if you skipped that because you were tired, and quite rightly, and then you had to go back to the beginning. I mean, we're not training for the Navy SEALs, are we? So let's just put that aside. And then, so I've done my own version, which I'd say falls into the category of 75 medium. Some people do 75 soft, and then in between the both is 75 medium. So mine are 45 minutes of exercise per day. However, the exercise also includes things like yin and restorative yoga. So that doesn't mean I'm going to the gym or going for a run every day. It means I'm moving my body for 45 minutes every day. And I want to hit 10,000 steps. That's included with the exercise. And also go on a coastal walk for 2 days of the week as well. And then the water, as I said, is my own specific water goal, which is 1.7 to 2 litres of water a day. My diet of choice for 90% of the time is high protein, high fibre, healthy fats, and a slight deficit, just a very slight, around 10% deficit. And no alcohol, and I'm okay with that, because since wearing well, I'm not a drinker anyway, but since wearing my Oura ring, I've discovered how much one small glass of wine disrupts my sleep, and it is shocking. So I have got a wedding in June, so I'll probably have a glass of bubbly there, and that's absolutely fine. It's not going to knock me back to day 1. Personal development. So read or listen to 10 minutes or 10 pages of something inspirational. And like I said, I'm reading The Alchemist at the minute, so 10 pages of that a day. Mindfulness, so meditate for 10 minutes every day. I actually do that anyway. So that's pretty easy. I feel like I'm cheating putting that in, but that's what the 75 medium said. Progress pictures. I probably should do one at the beginning, shouldn't I? So I will aim to do it this week. And I'll do one at the end. But I mean, like I said, that's a happy side effect. I'm not really doing it for that. I just want to do some tweaks of my own lifestyle, and just some little improvements here and there, and get into a real habit and routine of some of the things. And the thing is, if I don't do any of the things on one day or miss a thing, I'm not going back to day one, thank you. What I will do, which I think is much more positive, is journal and reflect on any of the things that I didn't manage to do, and if I did something that wasn't in alignment. And that's how you learn and grow, isn't it? Not punishing yourself by going back to day one again, because that's like, oh, I overate at the weekend, so my diet has to start again on day one. Instead, no, you just continue with your healthy eating. You don't go back to day one. It's not broken. So that is the main thing I don't like about that, as well as that silly, ridiculous water goal. So that is my outline for 75 medium. And I've, instead of, people do the sticky notes on the wall, 75 sticky notes, and that would make my eye twitch looking at that, because I don't know, just want to look nice in my house. So I've got a little book, and I'll write in it every day all of my guidelines, and then I'll leave a page free for journaling on that day, how I was feeling, and if anything went wrong or what went well, and all of that stuff. And 75 days of that is like a psychology report. It is like gold dust. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm going to sign off here. I didn't show you my yoga or anything, but if you want me to do that, I can. It's just, I just do it at home and use the Glow app. It's nothing that exciting. And tomorrow I'm at the gym. So anyway, I hope I've inspired you, because it doesn't have to be ridiculous things. You don't have to do 45 minutes of exercise every day. It can be getting your steps in. It can be doing some exercise 3 times a week. You don't have to do copious amounts of exercise and have a super clean diet to make real changes in your life. And the easier you make them at first, with consistency, will have massive benefits, as well as making you feel more confident that you can actually do the things that you set in place, and then you can step up from that. You can't take a big leap from the bottom of the ladder to the top. It's one rung at a time, and you'll get there. But like I say, if you need any help or advice, just comment below, and I really love to help. So I've done all this on my phone. There hasn't been any special lighting or anything like that. I literally just put my video clips together and then post them. So I hope you like it. It's not flash or anything, but hopefully you've got something useful from it, and I'll probably do another check-in with you later on in the week. Lots of love. Bye.